Good morning, and welcome to your daily Farm and Home Show, brought to you by the University of Kentucky Cooperative Extension Service. And now, here's your host.
Good morning and welcome to your Farm and Home Show. My name is Joanna Coles, and this morning we're visiting with Andrea Stith. She's the Barren County Extension Agent for Horticulture. Good morning, Andrea.
Good morning, Joanna. So I brought some friends along today.
I was about to say, you brought some friends, which I think this is such a cool project.
They don't get out much.
Yeah, I know, right? We're going to show you. We're going to give them their great debut today, but this is a great way to recycle, reuse, and turn it into something that you can actually use.
Yes, and it's something, I like this one because it can be kept indoors, so you can do it even in the wintertime. So this is actually called Vermicomposting, so it's composting with worms. Now they use a specific type of worm, and it's called the red worm. Sometimes they're called red wigglers. There are all kinds of different common names for it. If you're in search of them, feel free to give me a call. I'll try to help you track down and give you the scientific name for how to find them. So I would be glad to do that. But they're a smaller worm than a lot of them we see. So they're little bitty tiny guys.
And so these are not the ones that you can just go out, dig up out of the soil and put in there. They are specifically for.
These were actually, I ordered mine offline. Many of the different seed catalogs and seed companies also have, usually in the back, resources for different things that are kind of out there that you can do in gardening. And sometimes they'll have worms listed on there as well. So these little guys have probably been in their little box for about 2 years. They've lived that long. Proud of myself. I'm a good worm mommy. Not all the time am I a good plant mom, but apparently I'm pretty good at these worms. So it's important to know kind of what they need to live. So they don't like to just be in the wet moisture all the time. So it's important to kind of keep some paper. So I've got some shredded paper that I use with mine. And usually that also helps decrease the smell. So everybody's always concerned about the compost smell. So trying to make sure that you're not going to have that stink. You can just use some shredded paper. Shredded newspaper is definitely something that you can incorporate to kind of help keep that smell down. They do need the moisture, but it doesn't need to be so wet. Because that can cause some health problems for them, and they might even drown in some situations where they have no way to get out of that water. They're not always want to be in the water and in the wet like some people think. And some items that you don't want to give them going along with that smell. You don't want to do salt. You don't want to do meats. You don't want to do garlic and onion in this situation because they don't compost it. They don't eat it as well. So they have a little bit of trouble with that. Sugar is another one, and some of the citrus fruits are things you want to stay away from. So what I've got in mind today is actually some lettuce, some fruit. They love coffee grounds, so if you're a heavy coffee drinker, that's definitely an option. Some tea bags, they like to have those as well. And you can put eggshells in, but we recommend that you wash those eggshells out, let them dry, crush them, and then put them in there. So there's all kinds of different things that you can do, and it's a great way to reduce your waste.
Yeah, take your kitchen scraps. I remember I used to peel potatoes and put them in there.
And sometimes you'll have the potato sprout, but that's okay, they'll eat that too.
And so, Andrea, walk me through the process. So here you have 2 totes.
Yes. So you'll see I have a pink one and a gray one. So they like darkness. They don't like the sunlight, so you don't want to use a clear tote. You want to use one that's colored. And what I have here is this middle one I call the worm bin. It's actually where the worms are. And we've drilled holes in it so that water can drain out the bottom. And then you can empty out the water when you kind of get too much of it going on. Lettuce is definitely one that produces more water, so some of the fruits also will. So that's a way that you can help reduce it. So there's holes drilled in this tote. Obviously, they're not drilled in this one because you don't want it to leak out in your kitchen. But that's something that you want to kind of incorporate to kind of help their longevity.
And so then you feed them with the kitchen scraps.
Yes.
And then you put the paper on top.
On top to kind of help reduce that smell that you might have. And then basically, they just eat everything that's in there. And kids love it when you say, they're just going to poop it out. So then you can actually use that compost in your garden space. And the one thing to remember is when you're harvesting, you can do it 2 ways. You can leave a third of it in there, and that's going to basically let it rebuild, or you can take it out, put it on a tarp in the sun. Since they don't like light, the worms will go to the bottom and you can take the compost off the top.
All right, what a great way, great project. Like she said, kids love this. When I had it, my kids loved going to feed the worms. So if you want more information about worm composting, make sure to contact your local extension office. Thanks, Andrea, for sharing and bringing the worms out today. We appreciate you watching the Farm and Home Show and hope you have a great day.
If you have questions about today's topic, please call the Warren County Extension Office at the number on your screen. Thanks for watching and have a great day.